let's take a look at the snap counts and some interesting numbers that stood out in the game against Texas Tech. Let's start on defense. I think that's the one probably we want to look at the most closely, see who all played, because I know the Mountaineers were looking to they had a plan anyway because they knew Texas Tech was going to run probably, over 100 snaps. So they had a plan to try and rotate their guys specifically on the defensive line and stuff so they would only play about 50 snaps each. I know injuries maybe hampered that. Some guys probably ended up playing more snaps than what they had originally set out to. Of course, the man getting the most snaps on the defense is no surprise. It's Lee Koba there at the Mike linebacker spot, a guy that's had to play almost the entire year. It seems as if they don't really have a backup for him at this time. I don't know what's going on with Tyreek Austin-Cave, the transfer from Miami. I knew he was injured, but I'd heard that he was healthy. We didn't see him in this game. With the few snaps they did spell Lee Koba, it was actually we got to see Trey Lathan, the true freshman, come in there and play some. So I don't know what's going on with Tyreek Austin-Cave. Still have yet to see him really at all. And no snaps for him in this game either here as I look through. So Lee Koba with the most snaps at 84. And then besides him, you had Davis Mallinger playing 79 snaps at that spear position. Aubrey Burks also playing 79 snaps at his free safety position. And, of the players that stood out on the Mountaineer defense, I think Aubrey Burks was one of them, especially from the very beginning of the game. I know he didn't make the play and could have been a different game if he did. I think I'll talk about that more when I talk about the defense specifically, but he had a chance at interception on the opening drive for Texas Tech and just couldn't haul it in. But I thought he's been playing well the past couple of weeks, so maybe he will continue to. Let's look at some more of the obscure snap count numbers here defensively. Caleb Coleman played 2 snaps, and it's actually got him listed as playing at cornerback, which may have happened due to the injuries West Virginia, was suffering there. They were really down there. And Jalen Shelton also got in at cornerback. Finally got to see the JUCO transfer. They've been talking about him getting ready to earn some snaps. He played 2 snaps, so both those guys playing a couple snaps there. Lance Dixon only played 9 snaps in this game, did not grade out very highly, so I don't know if he was benched following those 9 snaps or if he was hurt as well. I don't remember him being injured, so that's an interesting one to keep an eye out. Raleigh Collins, the true freshman for West Virginia, played 16 snaps at the spear position as well. Charles Woods, who we knew they would try and play in a limited role. We saw him early. He played 17 snaps, but unfortunately he got banged up again. Neil Brown said, I don't think it was the ankle. Not that he didn't specify, but it was banged up and didn't return again. So I guess maybe more precautionary than anything if they're going to try and have him available for the latter part of this season. Asani Redwood, Neil Brown mentioned in his post-game press conference that playing some freshmen late, and Asani Redwood was one of those guys at defensive end, got 30 snaps in the game, actually. So that's good to see. That's a guy a lot of people are excited about for the future. I know Brad here is part of the CRW team has talked about him a lot and wanting to see him, and so hopefully we could see more of him moving forward because he's a guy that has a lot of potential, I think. Any other standouts here on defense? Let me scroll through, see if there's anything really of note. I think that's about it. Sean Martin only played 24 snaps dealing with that injury. Torres Simmons got on the field for 19 snaps there at the end. And then Mike Lockhart playing 43 snaps. So they did do a good job of swapping out the defensive line, it looks like, because you got 43 snaps for Mike Lockhart, 44 for Eddie V, 46 for Dante Stills, 48 for Taj Alston. So they did do a good job of rotating the defensive line, I guess, to deal with that tempo as much as possible. But, the results being what they are, don't know if that helped any, but at least West Virginia was able to stick to their plan as far as the defensive line is concerned. I think the secondary and the linebacking core, that back half of the defense is what really got them to some trouble against Texas Tech. But I think we were all kind of expecting that. But there's a look at snap counts on defense. We flip it over here to the offensive side. Of course, the 2 big standout ones are Tony Mathis only playing 24 snaps in this game and Justin Johnson only playing 4 snaps in this game, as they were both injured. C.J. Donaldson, the primary back for West Virginia for the entire second half of this football game. Interestingly enough, they have James Gamitter listed as playing 20 snaps here on PFF. I don't think that's accurate. I don't believe James Gamitter dressed, from what I can remember. I know he didn't start. Jordan White played in his position, but I don't remember seeing James Gamitter out there. I know Thomas Remack played 35 snaps here. They say at left guard. Very interesting. I don't remember seeing James Gamitter out there. I didn't think he dressed. But maybe he came in late when West Virginia was down after they lost, a couple linemen because Wyatt Milam went down. Said you went into the game without Gamitter. I'd heard that he was out, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that accuracy of that and see if PFF updates sometimes on Tuesday. Maybe they'll change that, but I don't know. It's got James Gamitter listed as playing 20 snaps. He didn't start the game. Jordan White started in his spot at left guard, and then also at left guard, Thomas Remick finally got some action there, playing 35 snaps. Struggled a bit, but that's expected. I think when you haven't really played and you're young, you're going to take your lumps. Preston Fox played 1 snap at wide receiver. We saw Garrett Green get 7 snaps there late in the game. Threw a nice pass to Caden Prather. Unfortunately, he couldn't haul it in there on the 3rd down, but that was a good-looking throw. Traylon Davis at tight end playing 8 snaps, and he actually made a nice reception on a little play-action pass there. Cortez Brayan playing 10 snaps. Jeremiah Aaron playing 18 snaps. I'd like to see both those guys play a few more snaps there personally. In my opinion, I think we need to rotate some of these top 3 receivers that we have more. I think that's why drops have been an issue. They've been playing far too much. Anything else here on defense? Let's see. CJ Donaldson, of course, back. Like I said, main back for the majority of the second half. Played 41 snaps. Wyatt Milam ends up only playing 45 snaps before going down with an injury. Hopefully he's able to recover. Mountaineers really need him to protect that blind side there at left tackle. After he went down, of course, Brandon Yates took over there at that left tackle spot. Most snaps on offense, of course, the center, Zach Frazier, all 69. And then you get Jewel Clay Hubbard with 61 and JT Daniels with 61 as well. Zach Frazier in there all game. So that's a look at the snap counts that kind of stood out to me personally in this one, and just some interesting numbers as some young faces got in the game for the Mountaineers late. Do us a favor before you head out. Hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. It'll help this video's performance and help future videos' performance on the channels. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Helps us, helps you, helps get more of this Mountaineer football content out to Mountaineer Nation. And if you're tuning in on the Country Roads Webcast channel, as always, link to our merch store in the video description. Get you a Country Roads Webcast hat, sticker, coffee mug, you name it, you can find it with the CRW logo. And that's one of the best ways to support us as we continue to try and grow the Country Roads Webcast community throughout Mountaineer Nation. That being said, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.